Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine. In the preparation of English lecturer, we'll cover today the Augustan Age. The Augustan Age in English literature roughly spans from 1700 to 1745. It is named after the Roman king, Roman emperor, I'd rather say, Augustus, because the writer of that particular period admired classical order. Now, so many elements from the classical literature were found in the writings, in the works of the writers of this particular period, Augustan Age, and they also admire the harmony and the discipline of Augustan Age, keeping in mind that the previous ages, be it Restoration, be it Interregnum period, or the English Civil War, or the Glorious Revolution for that matter, these all periods were full of chaos and disarray, and it was reflected in the English literature as well. So, the writers of this age, of Augustan Age, admired the order, the harmony, the discipline of Augustan Age. Coming to the historical background, uh, Augustan Age was followed by the Restoration period. The Restoration period started from 1660 till 1700, and it is also known as the age of political stability after the Glorious Revolution that happened in 1688. We have to memorize the dates as well, because sometimes the question of years is also asked in the test. In this Augustan age, the middle class also saw a rise, and middle class became the central point or a part of the theme in English write-ups. Previous to this age, only the nobility, the kings, the crown, the church, these were the main central themes of English literature, English drama, poetry, prose. But in this Augustan age, the middle class rose and it became a very important theme in English literature. Growth of coffee houses and print culture. Coffee houses are important because the coffee houses became central point where people started reading, and it started a reading culture in England, and the print culture also saw a rise. Furthermore, expansion of journalism and periodical essays. With rise of middle class, there was also a rise, expansion in journalism and periodical essays. Society of middle class valued reason, wit, balance, and moral instruction. Coming to the major writers of Augustan Age, one of the most important and significant contributors to English literature is Alexander Pope. And Alexander Pope belongs to Augustan Age. And we can also call it Age of Pope as well. And Alexander Pope was a master of heroic couplet. I have mentioned in the previous video that heroic couplet has a rhyming scheme. In the works of Alexander Pope, The Rape of Locke, Essay on Criticism, Essay on Men are very significant and important. You have to memorize them. The style of Alexander Pope was polished, satirical, and classical. Alexander Pope wrote heroic couplets in satire and in classical method. The next is Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift is a very famous for his powerful satire. His works include Gulliver's Travel, Gulliver's Travel is a very famous novel uh, that includes multiple themes and it satires society. He has also written a modest proposal, and his style was bitter satire, which we can see in the Gulliver's Travel. Uh, he also wrote political criticism. We will cover individual lives and works of these important figures in separate videos in detail. Now we are only covering the ages only. Apart from Jonathan Swift, Joseph Edison and Richard Steele also belonged to Augustan Age. They published The Spectator, developed the periodical essays, and focused on social reform and morality. We have to keep in mind that the Augustan Age was about social reform and morality, harmony and balance in the society. And harmony and balance in a society can be attained through morality and reform. Daniel Defoe is yet another name uh, in the Augustan Age. He is the pioneer of English novel. If the question of pioneer of English novel is asked, we have to pick Daniel Defoe. He has written Robinson Crusoe. So, Robinson Crusoe is often titled as one of the first novels in English literature. Major characteristics of Augustan Age are: this is the age of reason, mainly because the expansion and rise of middle class. Logic and intellect were valued over emotion. As I mentioned that the print culture was rising, the coffee houses were also growing. This gave a sense of logic, intellect in the middle class, who favored reason, which is why this is called the age of reason. It is also called age of Pope, Alexander Pope. Another important characteristic is satire. Satire is used in this age to criticize society, politics, and human folly, human errors. And for first time, the satire included middle class as well. In the previous satires, only high class societies were satirized, criticized. For example, in the Comedy of Manners. Third is the imitation of classics. In this Augustan age, the writers imitated, copied the works of classical writers such as Homer, Greek Greek writers, and Roman literature. These were the classical literatures having so many different qualities of logic and reason. Furthermore, heroic couplet also saw a very steep rise. Rhyming iambic pentameters couplets were written especially by Pope, Alexander Pope. Last, which I mentioned earlier, that moral focus. The writers focused on the moral aspect of life as well, social reform. Literature aimed to instruct and reform society. And later on, there is a movement called art for art's sake, which means that art has to serve the purpose of art. But before that, we have this movement with moral focus that says that art has to serve the purpose of instruction as well. And these are some important terms. This is neoclassicism. We had classicism in the form of Roman literature, Greek literature, Latin literature, but this age is also called neoclassicism. New classicism, because it had the elements of previous classicism amalgamated and mixed with the new characteristics, new features of this particular age. This is why it is called neoclassicism. couplet with iambic pentameter and a rhyming scheme. Satire is the criticism of society in hidden words with humor. Wit is somewhat similar to satire, and urban literature and periodical are also important in this regard. Anyways, I hope this particular age is cleared, and do let me know if you have any confusion or queries in the comment section below. I'll address your queries. Thank you so much. Take care.